What is going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome back to the Starfighter podcast. I'll have our special guests on pretty soon. Let me say hi to the people. Jake Hedge, friend and regular of the show. How you doing, bro? Good to see you. What are we going through tonight? We've got a few different headlines we'll be talking about. At the very end of the show, we will go into a kind of a short review of this Marvel What If series, the first episode, but that'll be a short review and we'll save that for the end of tonight. Also, Breamster, I think you're a newcomer. You might be. Don't know that tag, but hey man, good to have you here. Appreciate it. My guest will be joining us in just a second. Let me cue up some music for you guys. Let me know how your week has been going so far, guys. Also, if there's any topics in, today's our Everything Nerdy show, so we talk everything nerdy, everything relevant in entertainment. If you guys have something, throw it in the chat. I want to hear about it, and we'll most likely bring it up on screen and we'll talk about it. But give me just a second, guys. Oh, and our guest is showing up as well.
Yo,
What's going on?
am I coming through good?
Yeah, you're good. Landon,
Nice.
welcome.
It was a bit of a struggle, but
Hey, it's all good.
yeah,
Um, we got some people in the chat.
nice.
We got
What's
some
up,
hanging
chat?
out.
Hold on, my cat's going crazy.
Oh, a couple of noteworthy things, guys. And let me throw this up here too. Our audience question for the day: who is your favorite superhero? Let's talk about it.
All right, I'm
But
back. If you can look in the background, you'll probably see her hopping around because the only way to stop her from crying is to let her
it
in
just
here.
it just adds to the aesthetic.
Yeah,
It's all good. But how you been, man?
been pretty good. Had a pretty busy day today. First day of school as summer's kind of wrapping up.
Yeah, how'd that go?
It was good. It was good. Definitely, it definitely happened. That's for sure. Yeah,
It was decent.
yeah. It's pretty weird being back in person, but yeah, yeah. Look, she's super needy, so
Hey, we got a couple of comments in the chat that maybe we can address. We can talk about a little bit.
let me see the chat here.
Oh, Breamster says, when is What If coming out? That comes out, well, it came out today, technically at 12 a.m. So every Wednesday is when the episodes are going to be dropping. Oh, Jake even mentioned it too. Jake mentioned, did you hear about how the Suicide Squad flopped?
I did not hear. I actually heard that it was good from somebody that
Yeah,
watched it.
and we mainly talk about, family friendly stuff here because,
Yeah,
it is kind of a more intense comic book movie, but I kind of did, but at the same time, and this kind of goes for like everything, uh basically all movies right now with the pandemic, when they say a movie flopped, they're really going off of box office, but times have changed so much in the last year, 2 years. It's like they need to be adding in the numbers from Disney Plus or HBO Max when it comes to these movie releases. You know what I'm saying? They need to be tracking those and kind of adding it to the number in order to gauge whether their movies are doing good or not. Um, because I mean, the same could be said for like Black Widow and um, what was it? Because I heard that that one Disney movie flopped as well. Oh, Jungle Cruise. So,
Mm.
but I don't know. I guess I just take that term flopped with a grain of salt when it comes to movies lately because it's just things aren't the same as they were before. Um, this is an interesting question right here. Do you think time travel could cheapen the story? I'm assuming that Breamster is talking about what if, probably. Um, but yeah, what are your thoughts on that, Landon?
It all really depends on execution. I mean, there's so many different like ways people have done time travel at this point. Um, it all depends, really. I mean, I'm not really sure about how. Oh no, you said no Loki. Well, I refer to you on. I refer to you on
Oh,
that
okay.
one, Dom.
Oh, with Loki. Oh, okay. Does it cheapen does it cheapen the story? I don't not necessarily because I mean, uh they introduced time travel before that. I mean, especially like in Endgame, but I was talking to my friend Nick about some of the Marvel TV shows lately, and I thought Loki was my favorite, but now I don't know. I just the more I sit with everything, I I don't have any reason to go back and watch WandaVision or Loki. I even feel that way a little bit with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The only episode that comes to mind that I would probably go and watch again is like I think it's episode 4 of Falcon and Winter Soldier when he goes with when Zemo takes Falcon and Bucky to that bar and Bucky has that one crazy scene where he's pretending he's Winter Soldier again. Do you know what I'm talking about, Lyndon?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I thought that episode was really great. Um, but I don't know. I just
Well,
yeah.
now that I kind of think about it, is like when if Loki introduced the multiverse and the time travel system in Marvel just completely based off of multiverse jumping. So it's like if you do time travel, it's just you're gonna be, or if you try to go back in time, you could be like entering completely different realities and stuff. So like if you really like after Loki, the time travel is never gonna really be the same as it was in Endgame after this. But also it's kind of I kind of got I kind of get that feeling sometimes that like with stuff like Falcon and Winter Soldier, kind of like the smaller stories when it comes to like space and the multiverse and stuff, it kind of makes them feel less important or yeah, like less important to the canon, or like you'd rather watch something that's like just like has like why would you watch Falcon and Winter Soldier when, or why would you watch like another Captain America movie when there's like one like when there's like Spider-Man 3 that's going to be in a completely different like part of the multiverse. So it's just
Yeah.
like
Or just
yeah.
go watch Civil War again because it's so
Or yeah.
amazing. Actually, me and Ethan talked a little bit about some of these things last week. And I thought it was really good. Or wait, no, it wasn't last week, it was the week before, but um and I'll just bring it up again for the heck of it, but I had said that like again going back to like rewatchability, and I don't think it's not because I'm like a bigger Star Wars fan than I am Marvel fan. It's there's just so much more rewatchability to The Mandalorian than there is, and this is just my opinion, but there's more rewatchability with Mandalorian than there is with these Marvel shows. And um we had some people chiming in the chat and agreeing too, like Wave, she was saying, because she's not like the biggest Star Wars fan, and she also doesn't know like nearly as much as we do. And that's something that they did super well, is they captivated a new audience and the old audience. And but I mean, some of these stories that they're telling, it's just like you care so much. And like, dude, I'm like always down to watch, like you come over or a friend comes over, like, hey, I haven't seen Mandalorian. I'm like, well, we're watching it right now. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Whereas it's like, oh, I didn't see WandaVision. Oh, you can watch that on your own. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely feel like it's almost like the new Marvel shows are made, or they're basically filmed like they're.
No, it's not, Jake.
It's like basically the new shows are basically filmed like they're, or they kind of like seem more like films or like blockbusters instead of just like a show, like Rebels or Clone Wars or something. Because Rebels or Clone Wars, you can just turn on a bunch of them, and then like you could even like play them in all sorts of random orders, and it'd be still fun to watch because it's kind of like it's almost like the if shows are Spotify playlists, then like the Clone Wars is like your favorite like playlist on shuffle, and then like the Marvel shows are like movie soundtracks. It's just like they
Mm.
don't really make a lot of sense unless you play them in order. And even if you do play them in order, I wouldn't just keep doing that over and over.
Yeah,
So
that's a
it's
good
almost like
point. That's
it
a good
almost feels
point.
more like a movie where it's not like I would just watch the same movie over and over again. I'd watch the movie and then a couple months later I might watch it again just for the heck of it. Um, but more like with shows, it's just kind of like you can just binge stuff and like go back to certain things. Yeah.
Yeah, and to that point, again with Mandalorian, it's like all of the episodes go very well, like, and flow together, right, in a sequence. But at the same time, like, your favorite episodes you can bounce back between, because they're also um some of them are kind of written as well as like side quests too. You know what I mean? So it
Mm-hmm.
just they work so well. We do have some other, pretty cool stories for headlines here that we could talk about too. I know you had a couple things, I think, too, and Ethan will be joining us in a little bit, hopefully.
Nice.
Let's see if there's anything else in the chat you guys are saying.
I think I'll hold off some of the topics I talked about until Ethan
Okay,
comes on, so
I
we can
feel
kind
like
of go
that
to
might have
headlines
been
and stuff.
I feel like that might have been like a funny little joke that Breamster was making, how he asked I think a second time if What If was out already. Like maybe it was like some kind of like clever like time trick,
Very,
like
very
time
funny.
time joke.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Um
definitely out. I have some thoughts. I have some thoughts.
yeah, we'll get into that a little bit later. And I mentioned before you came in, like, when we do our review, um, you know, it won't be super long. Also, I was gonna say, just real quick, and you'll understand what I mean by this. There's not much that you can actually spoil with this episode
Yeah.
because it's basically, if you're a Marvel fan, you've pretty much seen this episode before,
Yeah.
basically. But hey, man, let's talk about the audience question real quick that I have down below. Who's your favorite superhero?
Man, that's a hard one. His favorite superhero. I'm such a basic bro, but um, Spider-Man, Peter Parker.
Nice, classic.
um, I know it's a little. It's not like it's not doesn't flex any of my knowledge or anything, but yeah, Spider-Man just got to be my favorite. It just like I haven't watched like the Tobey Maguire or the Andrew Garfield ones yet.
Oh, really?
I think I've seen like little snippets of some of them, but not nothing. I haven't watched it all the way through. But it's just like with like all the shows that I grew up watching, and then Tom Holland, who's amazing, and then one of my favorite video games of all time, the Spider-Man PS4 game, is just on top of all of that. It's just like I don't know. It just I feel like that's the one I feel most connected to, and the one yeah. I think that's like the one because I've just gotten so much exposure to him, and all of the exposure I've gotten is just all
Mm-hmm.
good. So
Yeah,
yeah, definitely my
and
favorite.
Spider-Verse is amazing as well.
Yeah, Spider-Verse is an
Also,
amazing movie.
Jake says, "Wait, bro, you said you like Spider-Man and haven't seen the best ones. Spider-Verse is the best Spider-Man
Yeah,
movie.
Spider-Verse is the best one.
That, to me, some people, well, me and Wave were having this conversation too, because like there are times when you hear people say, um, oh, that's a perfect movie, right? You ever hear people say that? Like, for example, a lot of people I've heard consider Back to the Future 1 a perfect movie, and I would probably agree with that. But now that we bring up Spider-Man, I would probably venture to say that Into the Spider-Verse is a perfect movie too. It just has,
Yeah,
it checks all those boxes that you want to see. Like you get the comedy, you get the action, you get the amazing graphics, you get this comic book feel that just comes to life. You get an amazing soundtrack. I mean, it's everything.
and it's just like movies like that I just love, and it's part of the it's partly the studio too. So that's a really good studio because they did like the Lego Movie, which is
Yeah.
also a really good movie. Like it's like the same one that give kind of feeling like I've watched that movie like at least 20 times, and every time I watch it I find new stuff and just hidden stuff that they put in there and new ways to look at the movie. I remember walking into the theater and watching that movie, and then me and my dad just walked out and we got in our car. We didn't really talk after we watched it, and we're like, I want to watch that again.
Yeah.
And it's just like that kind of movie. You don't get that every day. It's just yeah.
Um, oh, today is Tuesday. What's up, man? Good to see you. He says Spider-Man PS4 is the perfect Spider-Man movie,
It kind
ironically.
of is. It kind of is. It kind of is though.
I've played a little bit of the game. I've been trying to get my hands on a PS5. I still am trying. Uh, but yeah, that's probably when I'll
And Miles Morales
play
did
it.
not disappoint either.
Yeah. But you know, you mentioned Legos, and actually that made me uh, think of one of the stories that I had to talk about today was that there's been some more, I don't know, it's not much of a story actually, but it goes back to Legos and the Lego Star Wars game, the Skywalker Saga.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have an official release date, but rumors have it that we will be getting an official release date soon. I don't know how much you've kept up with this, but I know some of our friends in the chat, we've talked about it before. Um, it's something I'm really excited about, but it's been delayed and pushed back so much that it's kind of starting to have, I think, like that effect that Black Widow had too, where people are
Mm-hmm.
just starting to care less about it,
Starting
less
to
and
lose
less.
hype. Lose hype. The
Yeah,
hype train is dying.
absolutely. But I mean, are you still excited about it? Will you be playing that when it comes out?
I'm probably still gonna be playing that with Atticus. That the complete saga game was my childhood.
Yeah.
I just have so many memories burned into my brain. For example, the Cantina song. Like, if you don't know the Lego Star Wars Complete Saga game, whenever you finished like a level, you would go back to this hub world, which is just the cantina from episode 3, and you just, or episode 4, and then you just listen to the exact same song playing loop over loop like forever, and I don't know. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, but also just the pod racer level. Can we get some?
Oh yeah.
If we have any experiences with the pod racer level on Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga, please share, and please let me know if you have PTSD like I do.
Also, guys, be sure to like this video, guys, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. We appreciate it.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
what, today is
Um,
Tuesday?
oh yeah, today is Tuesday.
Let me bring that up. Lego
It
Star
took
Wars:
me
The
two
Complete
full
Saga
months.
was my first video game. Do you remember the bonus level where you had to break everything and earn um a million like studs or whatever?
Studs. Yeah, yeah, I do remember that. Today is Tuesday. It's just like
100,000.
I was 5 years old, and some of the most vivid memories I have are of that game. Yeah,
Took me 2 full months, he says.
to complete the pod racing level.
That's funny.
I couldn't
Um,
I couldn't even do it until my friend came over and then just beat it. Or we were both doing it together, so we'd have like double the chance of winning, and then I finally got past it. I hope they format it just like the complete saga. That would be awesome.
yeah.
Where it's
Man,
just
we're
like you can choose episodes to play instead of having to do them all in order.
we're getting some good comments today.
I know
And some
that's
of the
not. Yeah.
some people are they're like they're already getting to some of the other stories that I had lined up for us to talk about, so that's cool. I guess last thing I'll say about
Just a second.
Lego. Oh yeah, last thing I'll say about Lego Star Wars is I'm looking forward to it for sure. Um, I I hope it just comes out soon. I mean, at this point, they should really put it out like in December, like by December. That'd be cool. Let me see what else.
I'm back.
Cool. I was just saying I'm still excited for Lego Star Wars, and hopefully they put it out like by December time. That'd be cool.
Oh, I always played it on Xbox 360.
Like true OGs.
I think I played it on a DS once, but
That's cool.
you know you can get the
Um,
Lego Star Wars Complete Saga for free on the App Store for Apple, like on your phone.
oh no, I didn't.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Okay, let's go to one of our next stories. Um, where was it here? Yes, I did hear about this, but Jake brings up, did you hear about Idris Alba voicing Knuckles in the Sonic 2 movie? I
Is he?
did. I did. I
I
think
did
that's really
not hear
cool.
about that. I never
Yeah.
watched the Sonic movie.
You didn't?
No.
Me and Wave barely watched it. Dude, um, it's really good actually. I
Wait,
was
no, no, I did. I
surprised.
did watch it. I did
Oh, you
watch
did?
it.
Okay,
Atticus
cool.
watched it with me. Yeah.
Surprisingly, very good. You didn't like it?
It's not really my thing.
Did you watch it from the beginning?
Yeah.
Hmm. Give it another chance, maybe
I
at some
couldn't
point.
stop imagining his teeth.
Hmm. Dude, there were some really funny jokes in that actually. I think one of my favorite ones is when he makes like a Fast and Furious joke about family. Um, but
I
yeah, I
think
thought
it
it was
was
pretty
like
good.
I think it was like a 3 and then he started flossing and then went down to like a 2.5, which is half and half, halfway through. 2.5. That's what I give it.
No, I thought it was pretty good, personally.
I don't know.
But
Maybe I'll rewatch it.
Knuckles is like my favorite character from Sonic, so
I never
uh,
was that into Sonic.
mm,
Like I know most of the characters, but
I think it's Dom actually. just just like me, but that's Toretto's name in Fast and Furious. Wait, Jake says he plays it all the time. I'm
oh
assuming.
man,
I wonder if he's serious. Um, but yeah, I mean Knuckles is such a cool character. Also, Knuckles is a character that I've been wanting to come to Smash Bros for a long time, but it probably won't happen officially. However, there
yeah.
is there is a mod for you might have heard about it before, but there's Project M. That was the first mod for Smash Bros Brawl for the Wii. And then there's an even newer mod for it called Project Plus, and it's just it's Brawl, but it plays like Melee, so it's faster um and it's better, and also a little bit better graphics. But they added in Knuckles into that mod, and super cool character. He's like really good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would love it if he came to Ultimate.
Right? Don't they have a Knuckles me fighter outfit?
Yeah, they might. So that pretty much tells you that he won't be a character.
Mm.
Oh, okay. I guess I didn't remember that. Jake. 1 second. I think Ethan's about to join here.
All right, then we can get down to business.
He might be running a little late still. We'll see.
How's my camera looking?
Looks good.
Okay.
All right, let's see what else we got. Also, guys, I don't think I've heard what everyone else's favorite superhero is in the chat, so let us know. Let us know. I think mine is still Batman.
Oh, Dom, I'm having a bit of technical difficulties.
Oh, are you?
Would you be able to take me off the stream for a second?
Yeah, I can do that. Jake, he's like, Ethan's coming now. Well, I'll just bounce then. Unbelievable. Jake, let us know how your trip was. I think that was this past weekend. Also, who's your favorite superhero? I actually think Jake's is Spider-Man as well, if I remember correctly. Okay, here we go. Spider-Man, Captain America, but you know that already, Dom. Yep. Very nice, very nice. So our next headline, guys, is they are starting casting. Disney is starting to do some casting for the Ahsoka show. They're starting to cast for the role of Sabine Wren, which is very cool, very exciting, and looking forward to getting Landon's. Oh, Landon's good to go. We'll bring him back on.
I'll tell you
What's
what
up?
just happened in a second, Dom. After the stream, Dom.
Oh, okay. Um,
Okay.
so, another story that just came out is that they are casting for Sabine Wren in the Ahsoka show. So, very cool. What are your thoughts on
Spoilers
that?
much?
What are your
Just
thoughts
kidding.
on that?
Um, I'm pretty hyped if they get in a good actor.
Yeah.
The city would not be very hyped if they got a bad actor.
Is there anyone like off the top of your head, do you know, that you think would be good?
No, no.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, maybe even the voice actor. I don't know if she's like good at acting, but I don't know.
Hey, they could give it a shot.
Yeah.
Jake Jake says Emily Blunt. I can't really see that.
Um, I am ready for bearded Ezra though,
Oh, do you think that's the thing?
like his master before him.
Oh, Jake was just in Phoenix, by the way. He said he had super fun this past weekend. There's a lot to do in Scottsdale.
Nice. Have fun melting.
It was hot as Haiti there, though. Yep.
A little bit.
I know it too well.
We have
But
some of that.
but guess what, bro? It's mostly been in the 70s over here.
Yeah,
It's
that's
my
true.
it's my kind of summer right there, guys. This week it's gotten a little bit hotter though. We're having a couple days in the 80s, but next week it'll go back down again. Not too bad. So yeah, let us know, guys, if you have any more thoughts on casting for Sabine. You know what's funny is that back in Mandalorian season 2, a lot of us thought that Sasha Banks was gonna play Sabine from some of those pictures. Sasha Banks was, if you remember, Landon, she was kind of like Bo-Katan's right hand man or right
Oh,
hand woman.
yeah.
She got into a little bit of a fight with Boba in the cantina.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
That's funny. Um, so yeah, we all thought that was Sabine, but it turned out to be a totally different character. But yeah, I mean, it's it's super cool and exciting. Also, I mean, we're both fans of Rebels, so bringing some of these characters into live action, more of these characters into live action will be awesome. My question actually was, when it comes to Sabine, like, what do you think her character can bring to the table in terms of the story?
I mean, I don't know. Sabine was always kind of a bit bland into like the third season. Um, I mean, it depends on how they use her for the Ahsoka show. I don't know. I haven't watched Rebels in a bit.
I mean, do you think by this point she's still like devoted to like the life of being a Mandalorian?
Um, I don't know. I mean, I think she'd definitely be. Oh yeah, well, she's definitely been helping Ahsoka look for Ezra. I mean, I assume that's kind of part. That's pretty much the premise of the show,
Mm-hmm.
along with finding Thrawn. But
Yeah.
so I guess she'd just be along the ride, and maybe there'd be like a bit of conflict on who's more important to find, Thrawn or Ezra, or I don't know. Maybe it'd be cool if like Ezra was somehow a turnaround villain. That'd be a pretty bold move for Star Wars, but
Yeah, for sure. I
it'd be a
guess
pretty big betrayal.
we will just have to find out. I mean, also they might be adding in more young Luke. I think they might be
Yeah,
leading up to that. where it could be like Ahsoka and Luke going up against Thrawn and like some of his henchmen, something like that. I think is
Mm,
really possible at this point because we discussed this in one of our um, previous episodes a couple weeks ago, but how Disney hired the YouTuber who did the deep fake of young Luke Skywalker. He did it better than Disney, and they ended
mm-hmm.
up hiring him. And I mean, he did like an incredible job. Like it's just crazy, like how good these people are at what they do. And so, I mean, I think that pretty much tells us that they have more plans on showing us like more stories with young Luke.
Yeah.
And I think it could be kind of like a Thanos type of thing. Thrawn could be the Thanos of this like newer Star Wars universe that they're building.
What maybe might be a bit of a stretch, but what if there was like after the Empire's kind of fallen? Because Thrawn in the comics that I know of, he was never really like really loyal to the Empire. It was more of just like he was there.
Hmm.
So maybe he's kind of forming his own. Get Idris to play young Luke. um, Maybe he's kind of forming his own sort of organization. Um, with ex Imperials.
Yeah.
I don't know. But also, it's going to be interesting to see how people even fight, or like what's going to happen when Thrawn is running everything. Because Thrawn is like a master strategist, but usually his plans would fail because a couple officers were like thought he didn't have enough authority to be commanding them or something, or that
Hmm.
he's crazy. So if Thrawn's like running the whole thing, how much bigger could his plans get?
Yeah. We will have to find out. I think we can probably bounce back to Marvel. I know Jake really wants to talk about this.
The Rock. That's my casting for young Luke the Rock.
We won't talk about the Rock, not on this show. You guys excited for No Way Home to get delayed because I'm pretty sure that's what they are doing at MovieCon or whatever. That's kind of the first I'm hearing of this. I really hope it's not getting delayed.
Yeah, that would kind of suck.
I believe it's coming out, supposed to come out in December. Um, yeah, I
I
really
thought
hope
it was
not.
like October or something.
Jake will know for sure.
Okay.
It's one of the two. It's either October or December. There's quite a bit coming out in October as well.
Mm.
But I guess now that we're back on the topic of Spider-Man, and Jake will let us know probably in the chat if um, when that's coming out, and then also if you have any more that you wanna put in the chat, any more about that story. Interested to hear about that. But now that we're back on the subject of Spider-Man, I think I think that the Garfield Spider-Man movies are better than the Tobey movies. Um,
I thought you were about to say Tom Holland. Like,
no. No, for me, if I had to rank them like top three, it'd be Spider Verse, then it would be Far From Home, and then it would be Homecoming.
man, I really don't. No, I really hope nothing happens to Ned. We were just watching the Homecoming and No Way Home. Ned's like my favorite character. I hope nothing bad
Oh
happens to
yeah,
him.
he's super funny. Um, Jake says that there's been a bunch of reshoots, and then we still don't have a trailer, and it is supposed to come out in December. So yeah, I guess I could
Mm.
see how maybe we could start to get a little bit worried about that. And I guess Venom
Oh yeah,
is coming out in October.
I'm really excited because I saw that they casted somebody for Doctor Octopus and Electro.
Hmm.
So that's just two more Sinister Six villains to add to the roster.
Oh, for the next Spider-Man movie?
Yeah, I want to.
Yeah, well, what's interesting
I'm
is that it's supposed to be Alfred Molina, who it plays Doc Ock in. Did you hear about this? Who plays Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2, the Tobey Maguire one.
Oh,
And actually, there's a couple things like that to where people have been saying that they're doing kind of like a live action Spider-Verse for this next Spider-Man movie.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, I thought that was gonna. I thought like Doctor Strange is already confirmed to be in it.
yeah, and I heard that there's this new, you know what Hot Toys are?
No.
It's kind of they're kind of like you've probably seen them before, but it's like those they're not exactly toys, but they're more like those action figure statues, I think. But they're like a big like collector's item. Well,
Oh.
anyways, I heard about this new one where it's supposed to be one from the next Spider-Man movie, and Spider-Man is basically using um, like different powers, like Doctor Strange powers, which is
Hmm.
really interesting.
Oh wait a minute. Didn't they show that in the What If show?
Oh, in the trailer,
Yeah,
yeah, we'll see.
but was I wonder if like yeah I wonder if Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are going to be in there, kind of tying in all three Spider Verses.
Jake says
Hmm.
they've been doing reshoots in LA, and then they saw Garfield, Toby, and Tom Holland there. They were in New York, and now they all show up in LA for reshoots.
I mean that
Yeah,
pretty much confirms it.
yeah, pretty interesting. But do you have plans to watch any of the other Spider-Man movies soon?
Um, I wasn't planning to. No. um,
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, Ethan is a pretty big fan of the first Garfield movie.
All
The
right. Well,
first.
before he's here, then I'm just gonna start dissing them before he's here. I have heard that they're not the best movies, but I don't know.
I mean, they're better than the Toby ones, in my opinion.
The
Um,
Andrew Garfield ones.
yeah.
Wait, so I'm a little confused. So is Tobey Maguire one with is Tobey Maguire? Wait, no, is Andrew Garfield the one with the hair?
The cool hair, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Ethan should be joining us soon. Jake Hedge says they came out with art and stuff for promoting No Way Home and showed us that he's using strange powers and even say spider power plus magic equals awesome.
Hmm. Wait, Spider Power Smash equals. Wait. Okay, never mind.
Interesting. I think that you should still watch the Andrew Garfield ones.
Yeah, I'll check it out. Um, is anybody in the chat? How many people are watching?
There's a couple.
All right. Um, I don't know. I don't know if I'm just like I don't know if how many people there are going to be in there, but how many people have heard of or even played a tabletop RPG?
Oh yeah, now's a good time to talk about that.
Yeah, and I want Ethan. I want Ethan to talk about it a bit too, because me and him are, yeah,
Yeah, we could talk about that for maybe like 10 or 15 minutes, and then we'll get into our what if review.
yeah.
Jake Hedge says Landon better be watching the Toby films before No Way Home because William Dafoe is showing up in No Way Home. I mean, we go back to that whole rewatchability thing. I don't have any reason to really go back and rewatch the Toby ones.
Hmm.
They're not that great. They're pretty rough, actually, but
The dancing.
everything. But to be fair,
I have seen
at the
that.
time, like I remember going to see like the first one, the very first Spider-Man movie with your dad, and at the time when that came out, it was like such a huge deal. Plus, I think that was like one of the first superhero movies too, aside from like the older Batman movies. But yeah, it was just like a really really big deal. Oh, I guess
Did it like?
Jake didn't like that. He's like, I'm
All right.
out.
Did it like not age well?
Yeah, it doesn't really age well. Um, but like to his point, William Dafoe, he plays Green Goblin, and I remember,
Hmm.
well, when I was younger, I was like, thinking that he played a pretty scary villain for sure. He definitely has like that creepy personality.
Hmm.
Jake says, "Bro, those films are great. Toby has the best rated Spider-Man movie out of all the Spider-Man." That's true. And I believe that is Spider-Man 2. So again, I mean, for me, I don't have any reason to watch them again, but since, Spider-Man's your favorite character and you haven't seen them, I think it'd still probably be cool for you to check them out.
Yeah.
Um and yeah, don't get me wrong, even till this day, like there's like a lot of people that for whatever reason still think Spider-Man 2 is one of the best superhero movies, and they think that it ages well. Um, I watched it not too long ago. I think last year. I rewatched it again, and I can't see it. I don't see it, guys. And yeah, it's still not too good.
Hmm.
However, last thing I will say with the whole Spider-Man thing is I really do like the stuff that they dive into with Peter's parents in the Amazing Spider-Man series. I think was really interesting because you never really get that. I think that you do touch on some of that stuff in the comics, but you never really see that much or hear about it a whole lot. And then also another reason why I liked the Amazing Spider-Man is because it's the closest thing that we got to Ultimate Spider-Man from the comics. And I don't know if you've ever read any of the Ultimate Spider-Man comics, Landon, but it is like, oh, dude, you have to. I actually have a couple, so
Hmm.
next time you're over, you'll have to check it out. But um, it is the coolest like rendition of Spider-Man, in my opinion.
I mean, kind of going off of like the bottom scroll. Um, Kind of like a counter question. What is y'all's favorite super villain?
Yep, good one. But yeah, why don't we start talking a little bit about role playing, role playing
Oh yeah,
games.
okay.
Talk a little bit about what you do because it's been, well, you and I did a game stream like a week ago, but
Oh yeah.
it's been a while since we did like a regular podcast. So, tell the people a little bit about what you do, and then we can kind of maybe get a little bit of a dialogue with the people out there
Yeah,
about RPGs.
so I kind of have a podcast. I haven't posted in a while. I've been slacking off a little bit, but
Yeah, what's going on with that? Are you gonna
um
put a new episode out soon?
I was thinking, yeah, probably. I'm kind of playing around with the idea of trying to do a longer kind of video essay sort of like show. I really like the roundtable episodes. Those are just my favorite by far. Um, I don't know. Yeah, we talk about a lot of stuff over there. It originally started as tabletop RPGs, which are just a passion of mine. But then it kind of devolved and went into chaos, and then we went over some rebranding. Um, and then now I'm just doing a little bit of everything. Kind of like the Starfighter podcast, a little bit. Um, we're not as fancy. We don't have streams that we've had a couple streams, but I more trying just to kind of branch out. I also like board games and board games and role playing games. So that's kind of sticking with the dice kind of theming. We do a show called The Round Table, which Dom, you've been on one. It's just really chill, and that's how I kind of like to run it. Does anybody know what a tabletop RPG is? It's really hard to explain.
No problem. Yeah, I'd like to do another roundtable, hopefully soon,
Yeah,
and if that's cool. And then also, yeah, we still gotta figure out us doing like a RPG as well.
yeah. Um, I mean,
It would
like,
be cool to play with Jake too. I think he would dig it. I don't
yeah.
know. I can't remember if he's played a role playing game before.
I mean, like, the best way to describe it is a mix of a board game and improvisational acting. But
Yeah,
then, even how we play, like how me and Ethan and my bud Cameron play, we don't really like. We're not super hardcore like there's some people out there. It's just super chill, and it's a super cool way of just it's almost like a video game, but we can kind of do whatever we want. And it's all kind of theater of the mind. It's a really fun thing, and it helps a lot practice improv and writing. And oh, hey,
yo,
I know this guy.
Who are you again? Wait, is my mic good? Are we set?
Yeah, your mic's good. Your mic's good. We're talking about tabletop role.
oh no,
That's the worst timing.
that really was. Hopefully, he'll be joining us again soon. Also, looking a little bit like gangster vibes. I'm getting some gangster vibes with the chain, but that's how we like to keep it here on the show. A little bit of the thug life. It's good to see you, man.
I was trying to hit the chat button, but then I hit the leave studio button. So yeah. But what was I even saying?
I can't remember off the top of my head. We were talking a little bit about
Yeah.
role playing games, though, Ethan, and then we will.
So Ethan has a little bit of
Ethan's out here being gangsta. Jake says.
Yeah, dude.
nice.
We'll
I
talk just a
actually
little bit
have-
more about role playing games, and then we will. Oh, that's a sick shirt.
Yeah.
And then we will get into our what if review. But yeah, Ethan,
Yeah.
anything you want to talk about here with role playing games? Kind of chime in here. Landon kind of talked a little bit about what he does for his podcast, and then just talking a little bit about the topic.
Yeah. I like them. They can be really cool. Granted, I go kind of crazy with them, so which I think is the best way to do it. Oh my gosh,
Honestly,
Jake. Dude, there's too much to handle, bro. There's too much to handle.
if if no one knows what a role playing game is, basically how most of them work. Yeah, yeah, no one's really bad at it. I mean, it's not like it's. You can definitely improve your improv, and you can definitely try to learn the rules better, but you're never bad at it. It's just a kind of thing you kind of have to try out, and then it's definitely like for a certain type of person.
And actually, if you're bad at life, then you might actually be good at it.
Yeah.
That's one way to
Maybe.
look at it.
Maybe.
Or you might just be bad at both.
Yeah.
So if no one knows what they are, basically how it works is that there's one person. Okay, so how if we were going to do a role playing game is that I would be a game master or GM, and then you two would be characters plus anybody else that would play with us. And you would play characters, the main characters of a story, and I would form the story around you. But ultimately, you know, have you seen the movie Inception?
Nope.
Yeah, it's my favorite movie.
It's your favorite movie?
Mm-hmm.
It's my dad's favorite movie too.
What do you know?
But basically, it's like, you know how there's people who make the dreams, and then there's people who subconscious
No,
populate the dreams.
it wasn't Jake. It was actually, if anything, it was a diss on me.
I'm sorry. The chain, dude. It's radiating vibes that I can't control right now. I didn't mean to diss, but it's just.
Oh wait, he was talking to you?
I think, because I said you might just be bad at both.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry for that
no
one.
dissing here. Go ahead, Landon.
Dissing.
But it's like, you guys would be playing the main characters, and then I would make a world and try to make it as reactive as possible for your characters to populate and progress a story that I have laid out. And there's all varying degrees of it. The main part, like all board games and such, there's hidden information. Like, there's roles that I make that you guys can't see, and there's stuff like, it's all about like unpredictability is what I'm trying to say. So like, it's all about, if you're trying to do an action, you roll a die, and then you could roll low or high, and depending on how you roll, the story could take a turn. Yeah, honestly, if we were to do a game on a stream, I would love to run something like D&D, or I found a new one called Lancer. D&D is just the one that I'm most familiar with, and the one I'd be able to run the best. Lancer, I just found one. It makes D&D look like a baby game. It is dense, it's complicated, but I kind of like it.
That's cool.
It's yeah, they're lots of fun, and I'd love to play one with you guys.
Yeah,
And
I'm here for it, man.
There's things called one shots, where it's like, usually when you play an RPG, it goes on for like a couple sessions together, and the story kind of continues. Sometimes it never ends, and people play for like 30 years without stopping, which is a little psychotic. But the most chill one is definitely a one shot, which is just one, maybe a slightly longer session where it's just a closed story.
Yeah,
Usually
I think we should make plans to maybe start with doing that.
Yeah. Usually a
For
one
like
shot's
a
kind
episode.
of like linear, like it's not like a super expansive world. It's more of just like a dungeon that you're doing or something. And that's how it kind of mixes in like a video game type element. Yeah.
Very cool.
You
Yeah,
want to be
we
One
will.
Punch Man the RPG? I could arrange that. I could totally arrange that.
Well, yeah, we will have to do some role-playing games here on the channel with Landon and Ethan. We'll bring on Jake Hedge if he's really down. I think he is. But hey, guys, what do you think? I think it'd probably be good to get into our what if review.
Yeah.
I know some people were asking about it and have some comments. So let's do it. Let's do it. The first episode of Marvel's What If just premiered 12 a.m. today. And it was all about Captain Carter. So let's get into it. Let's break it down here, guys. Why don't we start with Ethan? What were your thoughts on this first episode of the series?
Number one, I didn't think the episode would be as long as it was for some reason. Like I thought it'd be shorter. But I like the way they did it. Like it's kind of like they speed ran through the first movie, but or like through the first Captain America movie, but with like a completely different spin. Like they went through a lot of the same scenes, and some were exactly the same, just to kind of show that these parts would like stay the same or whatever. Like they showed Red Skull like taking the Tesseract, and it was like but I thought it was really cool, and I think it made a lot of sense. The whole episode, and I like that they put thought into this in general, because the director of it at one point, this is canon. Technically, it's canon because the multiverse is
at this point.
because the multiverse is confirmed. So this is canon somewhere. Which is why, in all honesty, I do think Captain Carter will probably be a hero at some point. Like, I do think that's going to be something that happens. I also think it'd be really funny to have like a Hydra Buster, like Steve Rogers. Like, I think that would be awesome. I think that would just be funny to see like skinny Steve Rogers again. Like, I think that would be interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it made a lot of sense. But yeah, what do you guys think? I thought it went really well for an animated like Marvel. Like, there's only a few animated Marvel stuff that I like, mainly like the X-Men series. And there was an Avengers series that I thought was pretty good back in the day. But yeah, what do you guys think?
Oh,
yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead, Lenny.
Oh, okay. I think it was pretty solid. Like, I feel like with like all animated shows, it's like you can have as good as a plot as you want, but at a certain point, if all of your animation looks dumb, it's no one's going to enjoy it. And I think the animation was pretty solid. Like, I kind of liked how they're doing a sort of, it was almost like a mix of 3D and 2D. It's kind of like it reminded me of the Pacific Rim.
Black, I think.
Yeah, Black.
Yeah, that's true.
Show.
Now I think about it, they have really similar styles.
Yeah, it was definitely a solid episode. I mean, I feel like there have been a couple things where I feel like it's not as like over the top, like crazy, like premiere episode as some of their shows, but it was pretty solid. And also, the whole time Howard Stark reminded me of that one guy from Avatar: Legend of Korra. You know the guy, the rich guy.
I think I know who you're talking about. I think I know who you're talking about.
He's the inventor.
Seriously.
It sounded and he acted just like that guy.
Well,
I can't remember his name.
That was one thing, is a lot of the relationships, like in this episode, and sorry, Dom, if you're gonna say something, but like, I think a lot of the relationships in this episode are very different. Like the way things take place makes sense. Like the fact that Howard Stark came and like gave her the outfit and the shield, instead of just like Steve coming across a shield at some point and being like, so this one, like, I think it's cool that they kind of did that, and because Howard Stark actually cared, like wanted to do stuff for Peggy, but wasn't like that forward adamant about doing anything for Steve at the time, like wasn't crazy about it. And so I think it's just funny seeing how things work. And yeah, I thought it made a lot of sense. I enjoyed it. I think it was like the balance of all the really good scenes that they needed to show how much the story changed in this alternate reality made sense. Like they didn't need to show like Peggy on all like the tours or whatever, even though it was kind of implied that she did it at some point, or maybe not. But either way, like this is stuff that didn't have to happen. Like it wasn't important to the main Captain America movie. And so I thought it was just cool, like how they went across it, and the scenes and stuff that they made. Like I thought it was really close to like original Captain America, but not like it was like the perfect balance of like familiar and like completely brand new. Um, so I'm excited for the rest of the series, honestly. Like
I also
for the
thought it was
first
kind of
episode,
cool how they're like building off of how like one decision changed the entire like stream.
yeah, it makes me want to go back and watch Captain America too, because I was like, but how did I was like, yeah, she stayed in the room instead of going down there with him. But I'm like, how did that change things exactly? Like,
yeah.
I'm like, the explosion, why didn't it happen in the first one then, or like whatever. So I thought it was interesting. But yeah, I'm super excited for it.
Yeah, I thought it was good, not great for this first episode. Um, like definitely not bad. I still enjoyed it for sure. I was telling Landon earlier, it's something like if you're a Marvel fan and you kind of keep up to date, it's like there's not much that we can really spoil about this episode because we
Yeah.
pretty much have seen it with Captain America, the first Avenger movie, um, just with a little bit of a spin to it with Peggy kind of taking over and really with this episode again it's just like Captain America First Avenger but like sped up. That's one thing that I really noticed is like the pacing was really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like she with the whole tour and everything and the different missions and stuff, like the pacing was pretty fast.
But honestly, I think that
They
kind
ran
of
through the
yeah.
movie.
I almost kind of felt like that kind of built it off of it because it's almost like if we're kind of like looking from the viewpoint of the watcher, it's almost like he's lived so long, all of those events kind of seem like they were fast and insignificant. But it's kind of like super familiar but weird to us.
Or maybe he's just seen that like that aspect or like certain aspects of timelines just don't change, and so they're not as important. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's super cool what they did with it. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't like the craziest episode, but I actually enjoyed it because I wasn't crazy about like Captain Carter, like the whole idea of it, even though I do think it's a cool concept.
Oh crud! I just saw Jake's comment. I have to go find a hat. Sorry.
Oh my gosh! But my thing was I was curious how they're going to explain exactly why. Like that's why I want to go like watch old movies and stuff, and it gets me excited because it's like something small but also like very important. I guess is what shifted all of this into what it is. So I'm excited for like I really liked the twist that they made at the beginning. Like it was just so simple, but like I want to go back and watch the first like Captain America movie and like see it because it's gonna make so much sense.
Yeah.
But it gets me really excited for the other ones because it's like, how in the world are they going to explain how T'Challa is Star-Lord? Like, I think stuff like that is going to be super interesting, especially with like how simple of differences this stuff is. So, wow, you got a hat.
Yep,
I was
got a
actually
hat
I was
at
actually
Palm
just
Springs,
about to
actually.
say. Nice,
can
that's
see
pretty
it.
cool. I was just about to say, speaking of T'Challa and the other episodes, slight spoiler here, but this is spoiler review anyways. But we do get that episode next week. Next Wednesday will be the T'Challa episode, and then the week after that has to do with the Avengers initiative, and there's like basically someone's going after the Avengers and taking them out one by one and kind of discovering who that person is. So pretty interesting. I've heard that the episodes get better and better because um, a lot of the critics out there have gotten to see the first three episodes, and I hear that the ranking has kind of been like overall like 3, 2, 1. Like 3 is the best one, 2 is the second best, and 1 is the least. Um, but yeah, I'm still really looking forward to it, and also kind of bittersweet, but this is Chadwick Boseman's last performance ever, and very iconic. Even though he only really did a couple performances, like a few performances as Black Panther. I mean, he made that character um, even
Chadwick
more
Boseman
iconic.
like voiced
Yeah,
T'Challa.
this is his last performance before he died
Oh man.
in this series. So we definitely get one episode, but I thought that I heard that we actually get a couple episodes with him. So really looking forward to that. And yeah, again, you know, I thought the episode was good. Nothing like super crazy because it was kind of just like rehashing a lot of things that happened in Captain America. But um, I'm a fan of like Peggy Carter and her character. Also, me and Wave, we watched the Agent Carter TV show uh, like a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. It's been a while, but we both enjoyed that. And actually, I was really surprised. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was a really solid episode. I'm probably gonna have to head out though.
Oh, you got to head out. Okay.
I think
Yeah. Well, we're
I've said
closing
my
out here pretty
piece.
soon, anyways.
We'll
Um,
close it up.
but
Thank
yeah,
you.
thanks for joining us,
Yeah, thanks, man.
Lan. We appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We'll have you back on very soon.
Yeah. All right. See ya, Jake.
We'll catch you later.
See ya.
But yeah, let me grab some of these comments real quick because some of them were really interesting actually, and funny.
That's fair.
Oh, so Jake was like, the funniest thing in the world was Peggy getting ripped and taller, and Steve staying skinny and small. The most awkward couple, bro.
Yeah, she was massive. I'm like,
I
how
was
big
pretty
is She-Hulk
surprised.
gonna be?
Yeah, I was pretty surprised that they actually kept them together. I don't know, for some reason when I saw the trailer, I just kind of figured that they wouldn't have a relationship anymore. You know what I mean? Like they'd probably
Yeah.
go their separate paths. Like I even thought that maybe Steve would like um resign, like quit the military and go back home or something, but
Yeah.
um I don't know. I kind of like that they still stayed
Yeah.
together, how it played out.
I think it makes sense.
Also interesting how they mixed it up a little bit with the ending, how she didn't like freeze in the ice, but I don't know, what would you say that was? Like kind of like trapped in like another dimension or something?
I can't really tell. I gotta watch it again. I only saw it once today. And I was like
Yeah. Well,
semi sidetracked.
maybe Jake will tell us his take on it, but um she comes out through the Tesseract again basically towards the end. But it was like what, 70 years later, something like that. So they didn't do like the ice thing, but still kind of similar situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of feel like our reviews for What If will be kind of short and sweet like this,
Yeah. I like it where we're at, like right now.
And I mean, I don't think that this series is gonna be something that like really blows up like some of the other Disney Plus shows, like the Marvel and Star Wars stuff. But I don't know, maybe it'll just be kind of like a slow burn, like more and more people will catch on to it, hopefully. I definitely think it's something that's still worth the watch. And I mean, they're probably, it's likely that they're kind of like testing the waters with some of these ideas for us to kind of like prepare us basically to prepare us for seeing like some of these things like play out in live action, because we're still getting so much lately in this phase 4 with alternate realities and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Jake said that they didn't explain any of that really well, talking about like where she went, what happened to the monster she was fighting to, where did that thing go. Yeah, they didn't. That's true. Oh, and it was cool to see Red Skull again as well. And I think that might have been the same voice actor too.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Yeah,
I'll have to check.
but pretty cool episode, man.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I mean, it's been a pretty good show. Maybe let's see. Yeah, we'll close out. But before we go, our audience question that we had for everybody, um, I took it down a minute ago, but we were just asking everyone who their favorite superhero is. So maybe before we close out, we'll just ask you that, Ethan.
It's a hard question. I'm probably gonna be basic here.
That's exactly what Landon said. Captain America.
Yeah.
He didn't say Captain America, but he said that he was a basic bro.
Was it like Iron Man or something?
No, it was Spider-Man.
Oh, Spider-Man. Yeah, everyone likes Spider-Man. I think Captain America. I don't know. I liked him way too much. I think he was just like his character made sense. Like I really like Iron Man because like back in the day I liked Iron Man more because he was cooler. But like I think Captain America is just kind soul.
Yeah.
Makes sense. That reminds me, I gotta buy a new shield soon. I gotta buy a real shield.
That reminds me too that I did like the twist that they had for him in the what did they call the suit again?
Hydra Buster.
Hydra Buster. Yeah, I did think that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought it was. I think it was
a little
cool
fun twist for sure.
Yeah, it makes sense that they would have done that if they had the Tesseract like that early. Like they would have done something along those lines.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's gonna do it for our What If review, our short review, and for everything nerdy episode tonight, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in. If you're watching on the replay, please chime in the comments on your thoughts on any of the stories that we talked about on this review of the What If series, how you enjoyed the first episode. Let us know. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Follow us on the podcast feed. And I guess the last two things are our brand new merch store is up. The link is in the description. Go check that out. And donations are now set up if you want to contribute that way. We appreciate it. All donations will go to making this show better. It'll go into the equipment and stuff that we use. So we appreciate you guys just tuning in and sharing our show with others as well. So thanks a lot, guys. Ethan, I think we'll be back soon. Maybe not this weekend. We'll see how it plays out, but we'll be back soon to discuss the finale part 2 of Bad Batch. So that'll be really cool. Looking forward to that. But yeah, thanks a lot, Ethan. Thanks a lot, everyone in the chat, for hanging out with us. It was a lot of fun. We will catch you guys later.
Peace.